When detangling wet hair, the choice of tool is critical. It's not just about removing knots, it's about preserving the integrity of each strand. The debate often centers on two primary contenders, the detangling brush and the wide-tooth comb. Understanding their distinct mechanics is the first step toward minimizing breakage and promoting hair health. A wide-tooth comb operates on a simple principle: fewer points of contact. The wide spacing between the teeth allows it to glide through tangled hair with less friction and tension. This design is particularly beneficial for wet hair, which is at its most fragile state. When hair is wet, the hydrogen bonds within its keratin structure are temporarily broken, making the hair more elastic and susceptible to stretching and snapping. The gentle action of a wide-tooth comb helps to navigate through knots without pulling or overstretching the delicate strands. It works by separating the hair into larger sections, allowing tangles to be addressed individually and with minimal force. In contrast, a detangling brush is engineered with a much higher density of bristles. These bristles are often flexible and arranged in a unique pattern designed to separate knots efficiently. Unlike a comb that tackles tangles section by section, a brush works through multiple layers of hair simultaneously. The flexibility of the bristles is key. They bend and flex as they encounter resistance, which helps to distribute the pulling force across a wider area. This can prevent the concentration of stress on a single point, reducing the likelihood of a strand breaking. Many detangling brushes are specifically designed for use on wet hair, featuring smooth, seamless bristles that minimize cuticle damage. The effectiveness of a detangling brush lies in its ability to systematically work through knots with repeated gentle passes, breaking them apart without aggressive pulling. The primary difference in their mechanism is how they approach a tangle. A wide-tooth comb isolates and navigates around knots, relying on the user's patience to gently work them loose. It's a methodical, loom-packed process. A detangling brush, however, confronts the knot directly, using its flexible bristles to pry the tangled strands apart from multiple angles at once. This can be faster, but the risk of damage depends heavily on the brush's design and the user's technique. A well-designed brush minimizes this risk, while a poorly designed one can exacerbate breakage. The choice between them often comes down to hair type, density, and the severity of the tangles. For hair that is fine or prone to breakage, a wide-tooth comb is often recommended by trichologists as the safest starting point. Its minimalist design ensures the least amount of mechanical stress. Starting from the ends of the hair and working your way up to the roots is a crucial technique. This method prevents you from pushing small knots down the hair shaft and compacting them into a larger, more difficult tangle. By detangling the last few inches first, you create a clear path for the comb to travel, making the process smoother as you move upward, toward the scalp. This technique applies regardless of the tool, but it's especially important with a comb to prevent unnecessary pulling on the roots. When using a wide-tooth comb on wet hair, it's beneficial to first apply a product with slip, like a leave-in conditioner or detangling spray. This lubricates the hair shaft, reducing friction and helping the comb glide through more easily. The product coats the hair, smoothing the cuticle and making it easier for tangled strands to separate from one another. Holding each section of hair taut as you comb through it can also provide support and reduce the pulling sensation at the scalp. The goal is patience and control, allowing the comb to do the work without forcing it through resistance. Now, let's consider the detangling brush. These tools are particularly effective for thick, dense, or highly textured hair that can form complex, three-dimensional knots. The numerous bristles can penetrate deeper into the hair's volume than the teeth of a comb, addressing tangles that a comb might just skim over. For coily and curly hair types, a detangling brush can be invaluable for defining curl clumps and ensuring that conditioner is evenly distributed. The flexible bristles help to separate curls without disrupting their natural pattern, which can reduce frizz and enhance definition once the hair is dry. The technique for using a detangling brush is slightly different. While starting at the ends is still the best practice, the brush's design allows for a more confident stroke. Because the bristles are designed to flex, they can absorb some of the shock from hitting a knot. You can use shorter, more frequent strokes to gently tease apart tangles. For very thick hair, sectioning is non-negotiable. Working in small, manageable sections ensures that the brush can effectively reach all the hair and not just the top layer. This prevents surface-level detangling that leaves hidden knots underneath. Comparing the impact on the hair cuticle is also important. The cuticle is the outermost protective layer of the hair shaft, composed of overlapping scales. Rough treatment can lift and damage these scales, leading to frizz, dullness, and a rough texture. A seamless wide-tooth comb, made from a smooth material like acetate, is very gentle on the cuticle. It creates minimal friction. A detangling brush, with its many points of contact, has a higher potential for friction. However, high-quality brushes use polished, soft bristles that are designed to glide over the cuticle without snagging. The material and quality of the tool are just as important as the type of tool itself. Breakage is the ultimate concern. Hair stretches significantly before it breaks. A wide-tooth comb, by its nature, encourages a slower, more deliberate pace, which gives you more control to stop when you feel too much resistance. This reduces the chance of stretching the hair past its breaking point. A detangling brush, while efficient, can sometimes make it easier to apply excessive force, especially if used hastily. The key is to let the flexible bristles do the work, using light pressure and allowing them to navigate the tangles. Listening to your hair, the sound and feel of the tool moving through it is an important sensory cue to prevent damage. For those with straight or wavy hair, a wide-tooth comb is often sufficient for post-wash detangling. Tangles in these hair types are typically less complex. Using a comb minimizes stress on the hair shaft and is a straightforward way to prepare the hair for styling. However, if your hair is very long or dense, a detangling brush might still offer a faster and more thorough result, provided it's used with care. The choice can also be situational. After swimming in saltwater or chlorine, when hair is especially knotted and vulnerable, starting with a wide-tooth comb and a generous amount of conditioner is the most cautious approach. For curly and coily hair, the conversation is more nuanced. While a wide-tooth comb is a safe option, it may not be effective at separating individual curls and removing all the shed hairs that can contribute to future tangles. Shed hairs getting trapped within curls is a primary cause of knotting in textured hair. A detangling brush is often superior in this regard, as its bristles can more effectively capture and remove these loose strands. Many people with textured hair find a combination approach works best, using their fingers or a wide-tooth comb for initial separation, followed by a detangling brush for thoroughness and curl definition. Ultimately, there isn't a single universal answer. The ideal tool depends on an individual's hair type, density, condition, and even their level of patience. Some may find the methodical process of using a wide-tooth comb to be meditative and effective. Others may prefer the speed and efficiency of a detangling brush to manage thick, tangle-prone hair. The most important factors are technique and quality. Always start from the ends, work in sections, use a product with slip-on wet hair, and never force the tool through a knot. By understanding how each tool works and applying the correct technique, you can effectively detangle your hair while minimizing damage and preserving its health and strength.